So yeah, moving on to the next story that also made headlines this year was Ethiopia and Somaliland's port deal, which sparked a lot of tension. So Ethiopia's new port agreement with Somaliland has angered Somalia and raised geopolitical stakes in the Horn of Africa. Somaliland sees the deal as a step towards recognition, while Ethiopia faces criticism for its struggling economy and debt default. Regional tensions are high as Somalia threatens action to block the deal. What say you, Mr. Zinga?
What say me?
Mm,
I think the so the deal started in January, and then the Africa there was a AUI representative for Horn of Africa who was former president of Nigeria Olusegun Obasanjo, who was basically sent in to like try and firefight the situation. Somaliland is an unrecognized country. It is not recognized by the African Union, it's not recognized by the UN, but it has been functioning as a country in every way except without recognition since 1991.
interesting.
And Somalia, like which is headed in Mogadishu, does not accept that. So when Ethiopia was like, "Yo, guys, Somaliland, can we have this port deal?" You're kind of pretending like they are a country. So from Somalia's point of view, they felt it was a violation of sovereignty.
Hmm.
From Ethiopia's point of view, they wanted access to a port for
Hmm.
commercial reasons. It's the most populated landlocked country in the world. So it
Hmm.
does need access to port. It is also an economic issue for them. But Turkey then stepped in and mediated between the two, and they signed an agreement. But the agreement doesn't give a roadmap as to how Ethiopia will still get access to the port
Okay.
eventually.
Hmm.
But they do both agree that, okay, we Ethiopia respects the sovereignty of Somalia, and Somalia respects Ethiopia's needs. So that's they said that's going to be ironed out in February 2025. So I guess wait and see from
Yeah.
now on.
Quite a is that the word? Contentious issue.
Yeah,
Hot.
quite contentious, although it's slightly calmed down now.
Okay.
It's not, let's say if it was in February to like October, then you'd say, okay, yeah, super crazy because Somalia was even calling Egypt, and they met with the Egyptian president and I think the Eritrean president, almost like an axis against Ethiopia, because
Wow.
Egypt also has its Grand
Hmm.
Nile
Yeah, right, right,
dam
right.
situation with them. So Somalia was like, okay, I'll call all your enemies and we'll just chill together, and you know.
Wow.
So the only one, I guess, who was friends with both of them at that time, now, both Somalia and Ethiopia, was Turkey. So Turkey used the opportunity to sign an agreement just basically say, guys, chill out,
Yeah, calm
okay?
down
Chill out.
the okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can't afford the war in the Horn of Africa with so many people like that. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could
Because we
really.
also got Sudan on fire, remember? So
Yeah,
we don't need more.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
precisely. Precisely. Yeah, and just moving on, we have had quite a number of elections. I think last year we had stated that this year was going to be the year of elections. So I'm going to pass the baton on to you, Zenge. How has the election year turned out to have been?
Yeah, no, I mean, this has been a mega election year.
Mm.
So many elections. I think someone said there's at least been 20 elections in Africa.
This year
Uh,
alone.
yeah, at
Wow.
least.
Okay.
People say it's a mega election year for the whole world.
Okay.
Uh, but some people say it's a mega election year in Africa every year. But
Okay.
this year, there's a lot of elections in major countries,
Hmm.
big economies and so on, and big changes. There've been so many new leaders now. So we really have to update a lot of like lists.
Hmm.
So starting earlier in the year was Senegal.
Okay.
Um so in Senegal, just so I'll just do little rundowns of
Hmm.
each country. So starting earlier in the year, you got Senegal, the population of 17 million people, size 192,000 square kilometers. So that's not necessarily a big country. It's slightly smaller than the UK, the United
Hmm.
Kingdom, off the coast of West Africa. Its economy was 35 billion people. It's the fourth largest GDP in West Africa. Uh, so you had Bisoro Dumaye Faye of Pastef Party. You had Amadou Ba, APR of the ruling party. Um, so Bisaru Dumaye Faye won,
Okay.
and uh, he got the popular vote 2.4 million votes and 54% of the vote.
Not
So
bad.
now, yeah. So the backstory to this basically is in Senegal, Usman Sonko and Faye spent most of 2023 in jail on what many believed were trumped up political charges.
Okay.
President Macky Sall, who was barred by the constitution from seeking a third term, attempted to delay the election from February this in 2024 to December in 2024.
So he
However, the
decided
court,
to delay it so that he could maybe cook up some time with the Constitutional Court or something. Or
yeah, something like
okay.
that.
Okay.
However, the court rejected this request and they were forced basically to release Faye and Usman Sonko in a bit of a hurry, and they held the election in March. Faye ran as Sonko's stand-in. So these guys were like broskies and they had like
Mm,
this agenda of, Pan-Africanism,
okay.
giving Senegal more respect in international
I think I
community.
saw I saw an article where he now doesn't allow well I don't know if he doesn't allow people, but I think himself he's going to stop wearing like suits and wearing more like
Yeah,
traditional stuff like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Only traditional Senegalese.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so they basically ran almost at the same ticket, but Faye ran in Sonko's place. Osman Sonko was supposed to stand, but they said, no, just put Faye there. We're the same. It's fine.
Mhm.
So now today Faye is president and Sonko is the prime minister. In this system, the president is the most powerful figure. It's a
Mhm.
French sort of style.
Style.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the prime minister is not that powerful, but he has a bit of influence.
Okay.
Um, so it looks increasingly likely that it's sort of a co-presidency.
Okay.
Um, so recently they have made a 25-year plan up to 2050, I think. They kicked out the French military recently, um, and they've joined OPEC, which is the oil producing countries, and Senegal is a new oil producer. And they've also won a parliamentary majority, making it much easier for them to push in their new laws. So far, they're still popular. Um, they really want to correct the mineral exploitation in Senegal.
Mhm.
And they, despite people saying Senegal has been one of France's bestest friends,
Mhm.
Senegal is also adjusting its relationship with France. Many people thought it was simply just the cool countries, but even democratic, stable countries like
Looking
Senegal
at yeah.
are also changing it. So, how long
Interesting.
this bromance between Usman Sonko and uh, Bisaru Faye will last, only time will tell. But yeah, that's Senegal.
Interesting.